Right, hey everybody, we are actually in the eye wall of a slightly stronger Ada. It is unbelievable whipping here.
This old job is always causing stress.
I'm tucking the truck here.
All I ever do is work, I don't get no rest.
Man, I got some video footage.
Night is on the way.
Crazy. Let me see if I can get outside.
Down in trouble water.
You just wouldn't believe how much rock in the truck is. Oh shit.
Oh, man, drunk donkey, IPA. Let that magic mango chase my blues away.
We're in the eye of Ada here in Key Largo.
Among my friends.
Tremendous
I
weather.
swear the page goes live.
Coming in. Currently. I'm semi-protected here by my truck, so no worries, but semi-protected. I don't want to get the camera wet, and the trees beside me are completely sideways. I'm not sure what the gusts are, but definitely this is the tropical storm. I think we're seeing a little higher gusts. I got the back turned right now and trying to keep the camera from getting wet. We're in Key Largo. We're in the eye of Ada.
What's up, everybody? My favorite Thursday song, because it mentions Thursday, I think. Troubled Waters. That was a good memory back in the day. Our first beer was a couple years back here in our great little neighboring city of Safety Harbor. Quaint little town, kind of like Dunedin and Palm Harbor. Our rivals. Our competition. Hey, so what's cooking, everybody? This hot Thursday morning. Hey, Eric, what's up? The Rays won last night. What's up, Jerry, Co, Wendy? Good to see you guys. Susan, got a lot of people chiming in. We YouTubers are online watching. We're also streaming live on Twitter. Hunter, did you know that? Hunter, we showed Louis yesterday, so today it's a dogged day. So today is, we're going to start the show off with Hunter. All right, so hey, thanks for tuning in to Daily Brew. This is where we chit-chat weather and talk about the tropics. We streaming live on Facebook and also on YouTube and Twitter. Appreciate you tuning in to watch. We go over all the possibilities, talk about what's coming, what could be coming, what's not coming. But as always, we refer to the National Weather Service, now headed up by our good buddy Ken Graham and the National Hurricane Center for official information. So there is a bazillion places to get weather. We appreciate you coming here. Hey, Darlene, what's up, cousin? Yeah, right. Say, Hunter, thanks for watching. One day I'll be able to talk. All right, so hey, I just posted a picture in our little brew crew area. Tammy Kent, owners there at OSR, they got hit with a big storm yesterday in Iowa and big hail damage. So wow, I just missed the big storms out there. I was just there a week ago. Nancy from Port St. Joe, I love that little town. We were hanging out there you had a music festival when we were there. Hung out by the old lighthouse. Bill. Yep, I agree with you on that one. So yeah, today's topic's going to be what the heck the GFS is drinking or thinking. Has the GFS been to the ABC Fine Wine and Spirits a little too much? It definitely started hitting it early this morning. It sobered up last night at the 18Z. I posted the 18Z last night from GFS. What? And now it's back to its old shenanigans again. And yes, you're going to see that model run posted somewhere. I have a feeling. So we're going to talk about that. But hey, good morning, Keisha. Appreciate that. I wish I could say hi to everybody, but it's hard. What's up, Dana? What's up, Kathy? I saw my buddy Dale. What's up, Aspen? Adam? Tuesday. Danielle Fleming, North Carolina. Pam Rogers over on YouTube. Bill Lauderdale. Tabitha. What's up? Palm Beach. Chiming in. All right. So, love it. Thank you, everybody. All right. So let's talk about the weather. I'm going to put you down, buddy. You're a little dog. He's so cute. I swear this little guy is so sometimes he's so cute, other times he's like not so cute. 2 years old almost. Can't believe it. Still only 8 pounds. You're never going to grow, little guy. You're like a little tropical storm. You're never going to be a hurricane. All right. All right. So there you go. Puppy of the day. Tomorrow we'll show Louie. Remember, we got vacation next week, so I'm not 100% sure yet on Monday. Now, if the tropics don't come alive and everything fizzles out, then we might not go live on Monday because of traveling logistics. Feel like temp. I know. I woke up this morning and holy cow, man! It was. Check this out. I reshared it. It was 100-degree heat index this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. This is from Grant Gilmore here, WTSP. But look at this. 5:20 in the morning. It was 90 Clearwater. This feel like temps. 90. That's because the dew point's so high. It's already 89 degrees in Oldsmar right now, 9:30. 93. This was 5 in the morning. So if you were up at 5 in the morning and you walked outside, you were hit with a big wall of heat. It was like, boom! What the heck? What did I do to deserve this? That was this morning at 5:20. And you know what? We got even more heat coming. Kelly, the vortex map, are you talking about vorticity? Don't go camping. I know. That's why we went on a cruise, Terry. Leon, no, that's not going to happen. Holy moly. Somebody said Houston's going to get hit. Well, there was a model floating around that showed a Category 4 hurricane. Now we have a GFS hitting Tampa as a Category 3 hurricane, which is probably 99.9999999% not going to happen. So we'll get into all that. Cheers. Cheers. So we got that big. So we'll talk tropics first, and then we will go right into general weather because it is going to be interesting next week with this big heat dome. And partly the reason we're going to talk tropics and why nothing might be coming up through the Gulf is because we're going to have this big high pressure heat dome building in. And yeah, so let's dive right into it. So here's what we got. A little bit of rain out there, by the way. This frontal line, I talked about that a second ago. Let's go right into tropics real quick. I want to go right into tropics. So I posted this map earlier. This is your ensemble map. I love my ensemble map. And don't let me forget Facebook memories today because I like doing that. So here's your ensemble map. So every morning I wake up looking at the ensemble map, and these are great. Oh, Kelly, golly, now I'm all messed up. Yellow-green vorticity map. Well, we'll look into that. Vorticity, usually on Tropical Tidbits, I'll show you 850 for sure. Jerry Coe says the Indians are protected Bradenton. Well, there is. I have that slide in my hurricane presentation. Jason, I don't control the weather, man. 100 degrees in Charlotte next week. Yeah, we got records coming, man. We got record heat coming next week. Oh my God, it's crazy. And that's just gonna make the Gulf of Mexico even hotter. It's getting hot in here. All right, so here is your King Euro and not so King GFS. And these are model runs looking out 10 days. In the Euro, almost nothing in the Gulf of Mexico. Zippo, 10 days from now. This would be all the way to the 19th of June. GFS, on the other hand, still sniffing possible storm in the Gulf. So you gotta talk about it, but you gotta look at all the models. And currently, all the models here on Tropical Tidbits, as I posted earlier, get back into the posting all the runs so you can see them all. These are on tropicaltidbits.com. Remember that commercial.com. Exact same. Icon doesn't go out that far. Almost went out that far. This is 6/17. This is like a week from now, 8 days from now. But as you can see, the Canadian model showing a very weak line here. You can see this general area pretty weak. Showing up on the Euro, pretty weak. The GFS very strong. So the GFS has been the outlier forever here. Again, the third storm this season. I still don't think it did very good on the second storm with Alex. It was predicting a very sloppy, wet system way south of Florida. People in Florida know that they got a lot of rain in South Florida. So GFS had to come up a little bit, and it got a little bit better organized. It definitely blew Invest 90 early in the season. That was the big bad hurricane. It was supposed to hit the upper Gulf. Turned out to be nothing but an Invest. So don't get too worked up about it. But, here we go. Canadian model, high pressure system building in Euro. And both of these models slide the high pressure over the Gulf into 18th and 19th and 20th. So far, most models are showing a big ridge of high pressure system, meaning anything that gets going likely will be crossing Central America and not really influencing the Gulf. So that's kind of where we're at again today. Notice the icon has been doing really good. It's just keeping things really strong here overall. So, I'll show you the GFS. Not buying it yet, but man, it sure makes pretty colors. Let's show you what I'm talking about. Let's just say if you were wanting to see the worst case scenario model run from a week from now, this is the following weekend. Look, 963, skirting the Florida West Coast. This is what the GFS did the first storm of the season. Remember, no other model's doing this, so that's an extreme outlier again. Last night's 00Z run, it had it go more into Texas again. 18Z last night, completely. I shared this one because I believe this is what we're looking at. 18Z last night showing very weak signature here going into the Bay of Campeche. Middle part of next week. So here's middle part of next week. Here's that moisture we keep showing, right? And this keeps on pushing into the bay with high pressure overhead. And that's probably what we're going to see. We'll keep an eye on it, but it seems like that's what we're going to see. Now there is a chance Pacific storm early part of next week forming down here. It could move up a little bit again. We'll see about that. Not been a lot of confidence on that. It is 60% this morning by the NHC for the Pacific side. Euro, that's a 6Z. Nothing. High pressure ruling the Gulf of Mexico. And so don't fall into the GFS trap quite yet. We do have some signs of Pacific action middle part of next week. Possibly getting going again. So we'll see about that one. That one's actually going off to sea. So the turn up is not very favorable right now. Here's middle part of next week. Here's that Gulf juice. This is the CMC sliding that Gulf juice kind of into the Bay of Campeche. Remember the GFS or the CMC was showing development? It's back now. It's not. So this seems like the most likely scenario that we're going to see. We're going to see Gulf juice limited to the Bay of Campeche with most of the moisture across Central America and this big blocking high pressure system over next week that's going to prevent anything from happening because I'm on a cruise. Patrick's got a keg. He's ready for the storm. Oh, I like that. You don't need a storm. Weather in the Keys for the weekend, Matt. I don't think it's bad. I don't see anything really coming. We're on Tropical Tidbits, by the way. We all know that is one of our go-to sites. This front's going to fizzle. We got a little frontal line today going into tomorrow, but it doesn't look like it's going to make it down to the Keys. So you're pretty good. There is a front. This is let's talk. We'll just kind of blend everything. Now look at this tomorrow. Holy cow! What's going on tomorrow? Jeez. Got an odd little storm line there. So we got this Boeing. So our front is doing this right now. It's pushing down. So today we got storm chances along the upper Gulf. But it looks like we're going to have some lingering stuff tomorrow. Wow, we'll have to take a look at that. But yeah, as far as the Keys this weekend, it doesn't look bad at all. I think most of everything stays panhandle. Maybe a little bit of stuff in the isolated peninsula stuff, but nothing organized too much. Let's take a look at that weird setup for tomorrow. What is that all about? So our Boeing today, this is our Boeing, not jet, just random Boeing rains as our front comes down. And then tomorrow, there's a little wave, little low pressure wave coming down tomorrow. You can see that. So there's our low. So yeah, definitely tomorrow we're going to have possible storms coming up into the upper Gulf. Interesting. So there you go, storms tomorrow. All right, back to hurricane stuff. Then we'll talk about general weather here. This just posted. Hey, there's a new La Nina map that just came out. It looks like this was June. Ooh, October, November. Yeah, it didn't lower. All right, so let's pull this one up. This is fresh off the press. You gotta love it. Good morning from Fort Pierce. Good morning, Mary. Go to your room, says Beggy. What's up, Mike Soul? How's it going? Yeah, the Keys look halfway decent, Matt. So that's good. What's up, John Ferguson? Good to see you, man. Morning, all. Thank you for the star, Margaret. All right, so here's this. This just came out. This is a little bit of hurricane news for the season. You have La Nina, highly likely now, even more likely to remain all the way through peak season. This is August, September, October. These are your peak months right here. And likelihood of La Nina maintaining is very high. That's the cooler Pacific waters. And Pacific definitely showing signs of La Nina. So anytime we get La Nina, we could have an increased activity in the hurricane season. So Joe Bastardi came out yesterday with some weather bell predictions and talking about anomalies and Bermuda highs and pressures and monsoonal rains coming from Africa. And everybody, CSU this week, by the way, I didn't even share it, but CSU releases seasonal outlooks for hurricanes, and they just came out with a new one on June the 2nd. I kind of didn't even know. I forgot all about it, actually. But they upped their forecast for the season to one more hurricane. And that's interesting. So, and it's all based on this prediction here of La Nina. And let me see if I can find it over here. Philip. And let's see if that pulls up. It does. All right, so let me pull him over here. So here we go. This is the head dude from the CSU. And here is their updated forecast for hurricanes. This is fresh. Haven't shared it yet. So they were at 19 named storms and 9 hurricanes. So they anticipate now a little bit more active than they did earlier. A little bit more storm days, a little bit more hurricane days. Major hurricanes, they still predict 5 major hurricanes. So their forecast went up. This is, and everybody trusts them. I know everybody laughs like, why do we got people in Colorado predicting hurricanes? That's where Coors Light's at. No, because that's where the scientists hang out. They doesn't matter where they're at; they're still smart. So anyway, new hurricane forecast came out this week, and they're predicting a little higher than average. So, Mike Soul, good question. There's no way to tell the duration. This is a 3-year run, which is kind of rare, actually. Usually it's 2 cycles. So three I've been reading is kind of rare. So it's 3 years of La Nina. So they're, talking about it. I have used this, graphic in the past, though, that, in fact, let me pull it up. I got my presentation today. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm doing a big presentation down in Clearwater tonight. So I've been working on my slides. I just got done with one in Iowa last week, actually, and it went very well. So let me pull it up here. It pulls a lot of bandwidth, so I might be careful here. Oh, that's not the one I needed. Because I have some good announcements. Since we're talking about El Nino and La Nina and all that good stuff. So let me pull up Google Slides and log in to my account. Click clock, click clock, click clock. And here we go. All right, let me find it now. Let me share it. Make sure it's the new one. It is. All right, there's the new one. So here we go. Drum roll, please. Anybody watch that College World Series last night? Home Run Derby? Jeez. All right, so let's go to... There's my new graphic. I like it. I did a nice one last week. I made a new loop eddy, loop current presentation. All right, this is the graphic I wanted to show everybody. Drew Ferguson. Yeah, there's, you know what, Drew, I actually added another link to the page, by the way. Let me pop over there real quick. So I did add, Shelly loves when I add new links. But over here, I have, right here, there's an El Nino page and an Enzo info page now. This is actually from climate.gov. And it has a lot more info. People ask questions all the time. And there's some really good updated info they just added. So I put the link on there. And what's interesting, here is your influences. And I don't share this enough. I want to start sharing it some more. But when we have La Nina versus El Nino, we have a more tornado risk, more hailstone risk. So it's really controls the U.S. weather. So there's a lot of great info on this page here. And of course, here's our current advice. We're in a La Nina advisory. So if you want to read more on that, there you go. But back to this graphic. So when you have El Nino, Bobby, what's up, Miss Bobby? How's it going? When we're in this La Nina, not El Nino, La Nina, the Pacific's cooler, the Atlantic's warmer. And it kind of controls things a little bit more on the equator side. What's interesting, 2004, red colors are above average temperatures in this section. So they basically have a region out here that they measure temperatures. There's a fancy word for it. I can't remember what it's called. Something, I don't know. I do know, but I don't know. It's like trying to remember your gate code or something. I had the biggest brain fart the other day pulling into where we park our trailer, and I completely lost I had no clue. And I used to have it in my wallet. I was like, oh my God, my brain went blank. Sign of old age 101. But anyway, so when we had 2004, look at that. We were technically in La Nina. Or El Nino. Gotta get them all screwed up. Kind of like watching a warning. We were in El Nino, meaning we should have had a less activity season over here. But in 2004, we had a lot of storms. Obviously, that's when Mike Page was born. We had 4 storms in Florida. So it doesn't always pan out. Oh, man, I can't do that on that page. I just remembered every time I click my damn little clicker thingy, it goes away. All right, so we just do it that way. All right. So another interesting little tidbit is when we had Michael. Obviously, Irma, interestingly enough, we were in La Nina. Now, that makes sense. Irma was a long track Cape Verde system that came across the Atlantic. And less shear in the Atlantic for sure helped Irma come across. Fast forward to the next year, Michael, we were kind of back in El Nino, meaning less hurricanes, but Michael was homegrown. Remember, it was like right here. And 3 days out was only a tropical storm. So wasn't really influenced by any of the typical trade winds and shear that we see here. It kind of was a homegrown system. We still had Michael during El Nino. So it's not always everything. But you can also see the last 2 years here, we've been solid La Nina. I keep looking because I know I'm going to mess it up. And now we're in our 3rd year of La Nina. So 2020 was the most active season ever. Believe it or not, 2021 was the 3rd most active season ever. And most people are like, huh? It was. Last year was the 3rd most active season ever. Didn't make a lot of landfalls. You know, we had Ida, yes. And, you know, we went all the way through W last year. But, you know, I shared a bunch yesterday. The latest Euro hot spots and definitely a little shift in the high pressure on the Euro, showing possibly more into Eastern Gulf, Florida, and East Coast states. So the Euro kind of shifted a little bit. It's thinking. I don't know. Did he share that or not? I think we did. Oh, no, they didn't do it. Bummer. There was a really good hotspot map that they showed on the Euro. But I shared it already. You know, old news. All right, so there's that. Yeah, so there you go. Michael was Cat 5. Eddie last, yep. I thought Ida was going to be a 5, but they haven't upgraded it. So it was still 150. P. Kimmel, Mike's Hurricane, huh? Mother Nature will do what it wants. It does. It does. Robin, yeah, they did make a last minute, not last minute, but after, when they do their post-storm analysis, they upgraded Michael. You know, the latest NHC graphic, by the way, they it was this guy right here. I use my little spaghetti model graphic. Well, where is it? Let me go. So of all the, it was 10. Let's find it here. There we go. 9, not 10. I said 9 yesterday. All right, so 150 mile an hour is technically still a 4. There's been 9 Conal U.S. CONUS, continental U.S. 9 landfalling 150 mile an hour hurricane that hit the States. 9, 150 plus. Of those, 8 of those were tropical storms 3 days out. So 8 out of 9 were only a tropical storm 3 days out. And look at where most of them are. Obviously, other than Andrew, everyone here, Gulf. So peaking at the wrong time, these systems last second ramping up, and that's what you got to worry about, peaking at the wrong time. It's a pretty amazing stat that 8 out of the 9 150 mile an hour storms were only a tropical storm 3 days out. So rapid intensification is definitely a real thing. Water temperature is huge. Water temperatures next week are going to get really hot. Let's take a look at a couple maps for next week. So back to the modeling. The Canadian model, it's been kind of consistent with middle week. So generally speaking, middle week we're going to have some juice right here. Middle week next week. Does that juice go there or does it go into the bay? Anywhere here is possible. And I keep mentioning the tip of Texas. You can get some spin-offs, maybe some storms up that way. But, man, it just does not seem at this point that we're going to see anything up that way because of the blocking high pressure. And the dust. We'll show the dust map here next. The dust map is always fun to look at. But, through the model runs, I think the Canadians done so good the last few years. Very consistent model. There you can just follow the juice. This is into next week. Kind of just, keeps everything trucking along west. That was yesterday's run. Yesterday overnight run. A little farther to the north, but the trend now is a little farther to the south. But even yesterday, it was kind of teasing this tropical juice into the bay, maybe touching southern Texas. So, been very consistent. Then 2 days ago, kind of doing the same thing. So, middle of next week, we do have a little system to watch. It could turn up into Mexico. That's been on the radar. Nothing too strong showing here, but we'll wait to see if it actually develops first. And then that's it. The Euro has been showing nothing. So, anyway. Let's look at dust map real quick. And then we're going to look at tomorrow's storms because that's really, really interesting tomorrow. See, tomorrow we got this Boeing of storms coming through tomorrow. Some of them could reach South Florida, it looks like, too. This is tomorrow afternoon, but this is the area that the SPC is highlighting tomorrow. Looks like we got a little high pressure set up over Florida, enabling these Gulf winds and juice to enter upper Gulf tomorrow, wrapping around this little high pressure system area. So we'll keep an eye on that for tomorrow. But let's take a look at the dust. I like dust. Dust buster. I was going to post a picture of a dust buster. See if anybody got it. All right, so let's go to Southwest Atlantic. That does not include, let's see what we could do. Well, we can go Caribbean. So let's go Caribbean. There we go. Dust. All right, so here's our current dust map. This would be the 9th. This is right now. Okay. This is the amount of dust in the air. It comes all the way from Africa. It's so fascinating. We had people posting from Jamaica yesterday that it was extremely dusty there yesterday. It's moving off a little bit. Still hazy, still going, but the second one, oh my gosh. So if you if you thought that was dusty, wait till this comes at you. This is currently over the islands here approaching the Caribbean. Another big dust plume currently. So a big old heavy atmosphere full of dust. Now, it does help choke off developing tropical systems. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have lack of storms at all. It just helps organization on storms. Like yesterday, I don't know if you noticed yesterday, man, we had some pretty intense thunderstorms in Florida. They rise so fast. And that's because we're still in that MJO pulse, that enhanced MJO oscillation is still over top of us. So storms are still going to rise, and we're still going to have thunderstorms, and they're going to be pretty strong. But as far as organized systems go, these dust really helps get ingested into the middle atmosphere and preventing any type of a large-scale circulation. But this is what's going to happen. This is through today. Tomorrow, there's that big old dust plume. So there you go. There's our secondary one tomorrow into Saturday here. So there's our dust getting into the weekend. And look what happens. The 12th, it just can continue. Look at another big plume coming in. This is the 13th. This is 4 days from now. And this whole time frame that, GFS has been sniffing a big bad hurricane. We've had dust. This is the 16th. This is next Thursday. So, a lot of dust in the Gulf of Mexico. So, it's happened before, but usually when you see that much dust in the skies, it indicates a couple things. One, it's going to be hot and hazy. And two, it means that we could have suppressed tropical development. So that's good. All right. So OSR Daily, yeah, that's one of our great supporters. We love what they do. They're on the ground right after storms, and they have an amazing team that gets life back to normal. So read all about what they do here at One Source Restoration. Damaged assessors, linemen, wire down watchers, logistics support, and other storm restoration services. So these are the people you want around when we have a storm, because they're going to get you back online and back to normal ASAP. But yeah, it was a great trip. I got to meet so many wonderful people involved with that company, and as we've learned over the year, linemen and line wives, and I don't know what do they call y'all? Line wives? Lineman wives? I don't know, but it's just been fascinating to learn so much about the storm industry through this site. And linemen, I had no idea they're like an American hero. I mean, maybe they're above an American hero. I have a feeling linemen are like above Superman. If you had to place where linemen are, I think they might be more popular than Superman. Oh, let's see. What else we got in the weather world? Oh man, this is my Twitter feed, so we got all kinds. Here's temperature reports coming. Let's talk about that. There's a dust map coming in. They're talking about it here. AccuWeather. Boston getting some storms right now. Oh man, Drew Garabo rang the bell yesterday. Good for you, Drew. Hope to see you back on air soon, man. We'll talk some tropical juice. All right, let's talk about the heat. All right, so I talked about the MJO. So next week, let's talk about the vorticity. It was a good question somebody had. All right, so here's your MJO forecast. Still green, meaning enhanced. So all the way through the end of June here, we're going to have a little bit more possibility for convection in the Caribbean. So not Nanu today. That is, what is that? That's a stoplight. Today's the stoplight. So anyway, so this MJO definitely help convection storms pop, especially you see it in Florida, man. Just convection comes out of nowhere. Let's look at some future radar real quick, and then I want to look at we'll look at the heat coming next week, and I got to post the La Nina map. But let's take a look at the 48-hour forecast, just for fun to see what everybody's going to get, and we can take a look at that. So throughout the day today, so this is let me draw what's happening. So we have this approaching front. We already got juice out here in the Gulf, and it's going to be building in. So we're actually going to get some storms here across Florida. Maybe some stronger storms across the upper Gulf all the way to the Carolinas today as this daytime heating rolls in. But here you go. Here's the storms today. They start to brew through the state of Florida. They're going to be coming in from the northwest. There's another little line right there starting to develop all the way from New Orleans. This is this afternoon. There's that faint line. It's going to be a storm line. We'll see how strong they get. But, you know, with daytime heating, they can really get popping. You know, there's Carolinas later tonight. So you basically see that line of storms. And then tomorrow, look at this. Oh, there's that moisture coming in. That's the secondary line. So, oh, man, look at that moisture tomorrow down Florida. So here's that bow. Wow. That's what they're showing tomorrow. Oh, yeah. So I kind of blew that one. I remember I was talking about that yesterday. So there's a secondary surge of moisture tomorrow. I think what caught me off guard was that odd looking. Usually you don't see the SPC map that direction. Usually a frontal line comes in and you see it like that. But anyway, storms tomorrow. So look, check this out. And that's, you know, we got some pretty strong straight line winds tomorrow. Duratio. Not quite, but hey, you never know. Look at that. Big chance for storms. This is 2 o'clock tomorrow, Friday. Look at that line. So yes, for sure, tomorrow, this will be something to watch as it comes through towards the upper Gulf tomorrow. And look, it actually makes it down to the Gulf tomorrow evening. So if you got tomorrow evening plans along the upper Gulf Friday night, and then everything else is just scattered. You know, it's so dang hot out there. It doesn't take much for thunderstorms to get popping. So this time of year, it's just kind of any time, any place in Florida. But that is a pretty good little system coming down tomorrow. I'm going to have to highlight that. You can see that coming down. And like I said, the Storm Prediction Center is showing that tomorrow also. So that's kind of new. That just popped up. So, and a little bit of tornado threat. Mainly wind threat, obviously. Straight line winds. And like I said, it's kind of odd. You never really see. You usually see them angled that way, not this way. Fins to the left, fins to the right. Oh, Bobby, man, you know, you would think eventually the GFS would be right, but man, I don't see what it's seeing, you know. Let's go back and so whoever was asking about vorticity, for sure, let's take a look at that. I think Levi's got the best vorticity maps. So you go to 850, generally speaking, it's your lower level winds, but what you know, you got to pay attention to the barbs more than anything. So let's go to middle next week, and you can just that's a GFS. We don't want to show that. That's a scary model. But generally speaking, middle of next week here, you can see distinct couple little lines here of wind direction changes. So in general, when you get this CAG set up, you get a general low pressure flow here around, and it's a big Central American gyre, a lot of rains. Sometimes you can get little pieces break off, and you know, so far it's showing up on the Pacific side. You can see the storm develop here later next week. You know, we had a little sign of maybe a little low here. This is midweek. We've always had a little bit of here and a little bit of here. But, you know, this one gets crashed into the Yucatan and crosses Mexico. A lot of mountains over there. You can see a little piece trying to break off into the bay here middle next week. But it keeps on trucking west. But the thing to also look at here on this map is the high pressure building in. And typically weak systems go west this time of year because we have a strong high pressure system. And that's kind of what looks like it's going to happen. You know, upper level winds, you know, showing that this is your highs. Usually you would see a break, a frontal line break. This is high ridge dome of high pressure system on Wednesday, Thursday, and the Euro, you know, always seems like it reads upper air level patterns better than everybody. It might not always predict a storm, but you can still use the Euro to look at high pressure, and it's been very consistent with this big high pressure midweek here, and that pretty much prevents anything from going up into it, from what I've seen over the years. So that's what I'm sticking to. And the Canadians kind of got the same setup. This is next Thursday. Here's next Thursday. Big high pressure. This is what's creating all the heat next week. High pressure. There's our little low, maybe Thursday, drifting, you know. So that's the setup. And to the, you know, to the one, I think it was a lady, I can't remember now, wanting to know vorticity. You can really see it great here. This is setting up into the middle part of the week. You see a little spin here. You kind of see a big broad spin. These barbs are great because this kind of sets up exactly what the Central American gyre is. And this is again on Tropical Tidbits, but you can just follow the wind barbs and they all rotate around this big general low pressure area. So sometimes these take a long time to develop too. And if you got high pressure and you got dust, doesn't look like it's going to happen. So, like Bobby says, could be wrong. I'd be the first to admit it. People always say, what do you think? I think tropical juice in the Bay of Campeche and maybe a few showers into South Texas from it middle to the end of next week. I think the GFS is wrong, but I'll keep an eye on it. Jonathan said, oh man, I hope that's not my appointment. No. Oh gosh, 10:07. Let me see if that's him. I got a gutter guy coming. Nope. That's a U-Haul truck. Somebody's moving out. So I'm going to try the gutter guard on my pool. Just one gutter, because we get so much pollen and so many leaves that I have to go up there. I don't like going on the roof, especially with flip-flops. There's no traction. Ooh. But I'm constantly cleaning out my gutters because it creates dams, which creates backflow into the top of the roof, which ends up dripping in the seams and gets things wet that I don't want wet. So I'm going to try them gutter guard thingies. No more on the roof. That's for sure. So anyway, you know, listen, Florida Peninsula rains are going to be on the up and up the next several days. God, I got so many cool maps I forget about. Another cool map. Let's see if I can find it. It's a precipitation map. Oh, man. Where the heck is it? I don't know if this is it or not. Yeah, it's kind of cool. All right, so let's go southeast. This is basically your, well, this is a blend of precipitation. I guess it's the same thing. Just showing you a blend of all models. But you can see that frontal line through, this is through next several days actually. This is through Sunday. So you can see the highest concentration rain is always South Florida. There's our frontal line. That's really cool to see. That's that big surge coming down tomorrow. There was a maybe this is the one I'm thinking of. Yes, I like this one. I love it. I don't know if it does. Oh yeah, it does it. Oh, I like this one. This is my favorite. Look what's going on in northwest. Holy cow, what's going on up there? Getting a ton of rain up here. Look at this, northeast. Look at that. Little low pressure spinning on its way out of here. Heavy rain for the northeast right now. And you can see that on that map I was just playing with. No, I lost it. Where did it go? There she is. All right, so southeast. This is your rain percentage map. This one is through the next 12 hours. Kind of neat, right? I like it. Kind of tells you the hot spots to watch for rain. These are percentage values, so 71, 80%. That's kind of what you can kind of use to forecast a little bit, you know. a little bit less rain on the West Coast. 24 hours from now, this is Friday, rains. And then our weekend rains pick up a little bit. Obviously through Florida, we got another line of rains coming down. This kind of includes Friday still. This whole area right here is that surge that we're looking at. So today's rains, it's this is all that initial frontal boundary, and then we go to here. This is that surge that I just showed coming down that we're gonna have to watch for later tomorrow. Here's Saturday rains. Not too bad, you know. So Sunday rains. Sunday a little more than Saturday. Probably not a very good map. All right. Well, that's cool. What else we got to talk about? Morning, Isaac. What's up? Amanda, they were pretty colors. Wendy, where did that map come from? I don't even know. Mary, I'm bringing extra flip-flops. I just ordered some water shoes because we're swimming with the pigs. Levi relative humidity map. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Sorry, Jonathan, I meant to show you that one. It's good to look at sometimes. You can learn a lot from that model map too. So let's pull it up. Let's see, there it is, 700 millibar. All right, so good idea. That would be a great image. Well, see, there's a GFS, obviously, which defies all physics and just makes its own path. And see, generally, so let's, then we'll go look at Euro. There's your, that is just totally, let me rewind it here a little bit to this whole Western Atlantic. So here's middle week. So, you're right, man. This is always a good map to use. I kind of forgot about it, actually. There is a little moisture surge, but as far as the timing goes, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, there's a lot of dry air. This brown is dry air and relative humidity. Usually your middle parts of the atmosphere, you'll read a lot of National Weather Service discussions, and partly this is the dust coming. Dry, dusty middle atmosphere air really takes away the fuel that hurricanes need to maintain and develop. So when you start to lose the moisture, storms lose their pop and dry up. So it's always a good map to see the relative humidity, moisture in the air, just to get a sense of what's happening. But there is a little surge, this is secondary surge. You got to remember now, the GFS, if you always share the GFS, it's going to be right eventually. But now we go into the later part of next week, there is a little more moisture, popping up. But it's not showing any sort of development, just a little bit more lowering pressures. That doesn't mean anything as far as development. It just means more moisture in the air. We can look at some ensemble maps. I can't wait to read the comments. I saw a few people posting posting the GFS. Kerry Adams almost went, but swam with the Dolphins instead. That's probably just as fun. Sarah doesn't like it. We keep talking about it to Sarah, and she's like, that's weird. She's like, Sarah, we're going to go swim with the pigs. That's weird. I'm like, yeah, it is kind of weird, actually. All right, so we're going to look at ensembles real quick. Let me close some windows here. I'll tell you another good source of ensembles here is on Levi's site. If you just keep it on the low pressure and don't do all the dots, this can be deceiving. Like, here's the Canadian ensembles for next week. So, there's a couple members. It looks kind of scary, but again, that's only a couple of them showing development. What I look at a lot of times too is overall moisture anomalies, low pressure anomalies, and you know, if you get a high when you get a lot of the ensembles on board, you'll start to see more you know, pinpointed spots to watch. But you know, we're not seeing that. I mean, Euro especially, GFS, even the GFS, even though it's showing that big bad hurricane, isn't really showing strong ensemble support, which means it's more of an outlier run. So even the GFS anomaly map through next Friday isn't really showing much. I mean, it's kind of showing lowering pressures, but not a lot of ensemble support. So pretty though, right? Pretty colors. I love the colors. All right, so let's look at these little guys again, and we'll start cutting it short. I got to work on my little presentation today. I got to find out where that's at. I don't even know. Tropical Atlantic, off of Mexico. Let's go. Boom. All right. So your Euro ensemble list here, which 7 days from now, next week, this time next week, nothing pulling up into the Gulf on the Euro. 51 members of the Euro, not one model pulls up. Not one. Go out 10 days, you're starting to see a couple. Past 10 days, oh boy, I don't really go this far, but so, you know, 10 days from now, which would put us at the 19th of June, not one Euro. There's one. Okay, there's one. 1 out of 51. The one oddball, the Rebel, even going out to 15 days. So the Euro just ain't buying it. But if you wanna look at all possibilities, we gotta include our good buddy the GFS. It's had a bazillion upgrades through the years, and in 7 days from now, you know, this time next week, kind of showing that BOC scenario. But once you get to 10 days, there's that secondary pull of another system. And this is what the GFS has been really showing. Anywhere from Texas to Florida. So I'm gonna put out a graphic that shows Texas to Florida. Prepare. But we've seen a GFS this year be wrong a lot. So just watching casually looking at. Hey, somebody's asked a good question. When did I become interested in weather? You know, I don't even know, to tell you the truth. Here's current radar. We'll just leave the radar on here. Actually, it's fixing to rain here. Fixing with a F-I-X-I-N. It's fixing to rain here just off my coast. Rain's coming down. Remember, tomorrow we got some big storms coming down tomorrow. I'm going to have to showcase that. You know, I don't know if people really pay attention sometimes. Oh, God, here comes a yawn. Excuse me. So weather, you know, I growing up in Florida, the tropical update with Jim Cantori, I used to be addicted to the cone of uncertainty. And I think it all started back with Hurricane Elena. You know, Elena sat off our coast. It was like 85 or 6 or something. I don't even remember. Let me look it up. I need to learn these things. So today is an educational class. First I had to learn how to spell Elena. I've learned to do all my... 85. All my Googles over here, because one time something popped up I wasn't supposed to show. I don't know. It wasn't nudity, but... here you go. Here's Hurricane Elena, and it sat right off the coast. And it just sat there a couple of days. It was right there. And I remember we had family in town, and we actually had flooding in Tampa Bay, and that's because of the flow. You know, we talk about that flow all the time, counterclockwise flow. It actually pumped water. It was well our north off Big Bend area, right, almost, and we actually had some flooding in Tampa Bay because of the constant, surge of moisture. But that interested me, and just became addicted to the hurricane season. A tropical update every 10 Weather Channel. It was after 10 o'clock or after 10 and 50, right? And I would never miss it. I'm like, oh, I'd get excited. I'm like, oh man, we got tropical update coming in 10 minutes, and I would I'd look forward to that. I'm like, oh, the next tropical update, and I don't know what it was. I guess it was that excitement, being a kid, the wind, I don't know, weather, just something about it. And then fast forward to 2004, and we had all these hurricanes coming to Florida. And I remember Charlie couldn't find any information on it anywhere on the internet, and that's when I put the page together because I wanted to have a page to share with friends and family, and mainly for myself because I wanted a go-to spot so I didn't have to look around all the time for graphics, I wanted it to be easy to go find graphics because I couldn't find them. I'd spend so much time trying to remember where to go get spaghetti models and radar, etc. So I made the page. In the first couple of years, it wasn't even a domain name. It was just directory link to another site that I had. So it just slowly evolved, and yeah, here we are, 2022. So, Bobby, you started your page in 2004 too. That's very interesting. But yeah, I just love the Weather Channel. Who was it? Bob Hope? Was that his name? Bob Hope, I think, right? And I used to love that one guy, Schwartz. What was his name? Steve Schwartz? Or Andy Schwartz? I can't remember. His last name was Schwartz, right? Bobby knows. She'll tell me. That was good times growing up, watching. For sure. So yeah. So how do you all get into weather? Kid Rock, are you the most luckiest person? Are you telling me Kid Rock's in town? I didn't know that. Kitchen. Are you now? You're my hero. I can't. We got softball. Softball's probably more excited. God, did you see his segment on the news? I love watching his Redneck Paradise and his thing. What's up, Dale? Good to see you, buddy. Dave Schwartz. There you go. I was shocked when he passed, too, by the way. I didn't know he had health issues. John Hope, he was very, very stable guy. I remember. Man, it was just, I don't know, man. Growing up, I just got excited, anytime we had a storm. I can honestly say I wanted them to come. And you know what I'm talking about. Everybody has a little bit of excitement in them when they see a spaghetti line coming close to their house. It's like your heart rate picks up and you're like, oh my God. You don't know if it's excitement, if it's fear, if it's the what if, the unknown. You don't know. The older you get, you almost, it's more pissed off. Hebert box, that's another thing. Oh my goodness. I think it's the Hebert box. I don't think there's an H. It's Hebert box. I still don't know the correct way to pronounce the Bay of Campeche or the Cape Verde Islands. I think it's Cape Verde. I don't know. I can show local weather, but where do you live? I need to know where you live. All right, well, let's see last minute Twitter news, anything going on in the weather world. Probably not. A lot of chatter about an active hurricane season, and I get it. But let me tell you, last season after Ida, it was on like Donkey Kong. Everything was lining up for everything was lining up for an amazingly busy hurricane season. And guess what? Everything just kind of stopped after Ida. Now, I know we had storms, but the science predicted, oh my gosh, we're going to have the most active October and November season ever, right? And things just stopped. So sometimes, things don't do what they're supposed to do, First storm of the year, Andrew, 1992. Think about it. Into August. First storm of the year. Ramped up to a Category 5 out of nowhere. So, Calm Peach A? Shannon? Is there... So it's Calm. Bay of Cam. I always said Cam. So it's Calm. I can do that. Calm Peach A. Is it A? Calm Peach E. Calm Peach. So as long as I get the calm right, I sound halfway intelligent, right? I just want to make sure we can still say peach because I love Georgia peaches. Oh, I told Shelly I wanted to start a new thing. So we're going to look at Facebook memories. I'm not going to do this until the show. It's my little excitement. So let's take a look at Facebook memories on Mike's weather page. I wanted to see what we were talking about. So there's rain. We talked about rain. There was a little storm brewing last year. We were talking about tropical juice. Look at kind of the same thing. Look, almost exactly the same thing. So, last year we were looking at a little system pulling north. I think we had a crossover last year about this time. 2 years ago, there was a picture of my dog with his baby brother. Oh my God, 2 years ago. Hurricane Louie and Hunter. Hunter was like that big. Look at him. Oh my God, that was 2 years ago. A non-weather post. 2 years ago, we started talking about the dogs. Hot tub weather. I was in the hot tub talking weather. It's kind of weird. 3 years ago, hey, we had a Drunk Donkey fan share. Softball update. Imagine that, 3 years ago. Let's see these stores. Homegrown could be the story of the season. That was in 18. We talked about that. So if you notice the theme, most everything we're talking about this time of year on this date has been brewing out of the BOC. Calm Peach A. Look at this. Oh my God, this is so This is 4 years ago today. Look at this. 4 years ago today, 2018. Look, all I got to do is share this right here. This is today's forecast 4 years ago. Watching a spot midweek next week. 4 years ago today. I didn't make this up. Euro says no. GFS says yes. If it stays west, no chance. Poles north, some chance. I have not changed. 4 years ago. Look at that. Dallas thunderstorm 5 years ago. There's my little Emily. I love hurricane season. See, 6 years ago, a little bit of tropical juice coming up. 7 years ago, energy from Pacific Storm might pull up. That was 7 years ago. There's the old tropical graphic from the NHC. Remember that one? Here's 7 years ago, talking about 94E possibly pulling up, tropical tidbits. 8 years ago, there's a picture from the getaway. Here is 8 years ago, looking at the subtropical jet, just showing you the wind shear across the region. 8 years ago. Deja vu again. GFS, last couple of runs, has a Yucatan low forming next week. That area will be placed to watch. Models have it pretty much covering the whole Gulf Coast. Euro is not picking up on it. So, 4 years ago, exactly the same thing. 8 years ago today, we're saying the exact same thing. So does weather repeat itself? 4 years ago and 8 years ago, exactly the same forecast. This was 8 years ago. 2014 was almost the exact same scenario. Monday, June 16th, right here. Almost the exact same spot we're watching. 9 years ago, wow, that was my hometown. Look at that. Look at how high the water was. Look how high the water is, Mama. That's looking at the bay, I think. I don't know where that picture was taken. 10 years ago, 11 years ago. There you go. How about that? Fun. I like ending the Daily Brew with memories. Oh, my goodness. All right. It's good times. All right, so we'll be live tomorrow. Talking, nothing to worry about right now. Marie says it's Cam now. Damn it. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let's see. I'm going to do how to. All right, here we go. There's actually came up on Google. Here we go. Let's see. Ready? I'm going to turn up the volume. Ready? Watch. It's raining here. I hear rain. Is it raining? I hear rain. Uh-oh. What did I have planned today? Anything outside? I can't remember. It's raining. Let's confirm. I don't have to get out of my seat. Drum roll. Radar scope. Is it raining in Oldsmar? Here we go. Dum, da, da, dum. I'm in Mobile, Alabama. I'm going to have to relocate to Tampa. There we are. All right. Dum, da, da, da. Oh. It is. That little dot. Look. Look. I got the little green dot. It's green dot time. But seriously, this stuff's brewing juice, and it's going to be working its way through the state today. So a lot more juice out here in the Gulf. Not too sure there is some lightning with it. All right, so how do you play this? I don't even know. Here it comes. Right? Oh. Right. Here we go. Drum roll.
Bay of Campeche. Bay of Campeche.
Campeche.
Bay of Campeche.
So I can't say the word peach.
Bay of Campeche.
Campeche. Campeche.
Bay of Campeche.
Everybody say it together. Campeche.
Bay of Campeche.
Bay of Campeche.
Bay of Campeche.
Bay of Campeche. All right, we learned something new. How about that? The day is complete. We've learned something new. All right, so I'm gonna read a few more Campeche. I know I'm gonna forget about it. Gutter guards. He told me 11. Oh crap! Will they work in the rain? Oh man, Campeche. But there's no peach. It's Page, Bobby. See, I see peach. I think of peaches. It's Page. Campeche. It's C-A-M Page, like P-A-C-H. Page. Come here, buddy. What do you want? Let's say goodbye. Come here. Come here, little guy. He's like, all right, there's my boy. It's like a pig. All right, so here, we'll close everything out with what we got, where to go to find Mike. So, try to do some shout outs here at the end of the shows. Big thanks to Satmoto here. They are hooking us up with satellite phones when we go storm chasing. An amazing thing we need bad. So, any businesses that need any complete satellite phones, internet, that kind of stuff, give them a call. They're based out of Tampa here. 813 is their local number, but nationwide. So great if you need some sort of communication out there in the world. I've been updating at the end of the show here. We got a podcast. You can go on there and download the audio. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And as always, we appreciate all support. So we'll see everybody tomorrow. And I'm going to showcase this storm coming down tomorrow. That's probably it for now. So, all right. Be good, everybody. We'll see you. Bye. Thanks.